Hi all. Today we will look at how to create a new bundle for JS-DOS. JS-DOS works with both DOS programs and Windows programs, so a bundle can be created for both DOS programs and Windows programs. Basically, the steps to create one or another bundle are the same, but there are some nuances, so today we will look at both options. Today we will create a bundle for two games, Quake and Age of Empires. Quake is a game that runs under DOS, and Age of Empires is a game that runs under Windows. We will need to create two types of bundle, a simple one and one for working with Windows. Let's start with a simple one then. Quake game bundle. I'll unpack the archive with the game into a directory. Bertie. Here are the game files. Now we need to create a JS-DOS bundle for it, so that the game can run in the browser. Let's go to the studio. It can be opened using the link provided in the documentation. It is located on the DOS Zone website and you can get to it by typing studio in the search. While in the studio, we select the button to create an empty bundle. The studio offers us several configurations to choose from. In general, if your game is small and does not require Windows, then the 7-Roman20 base configuration is best. It is compatible with previous versions of JS-DOS and allows you to use both dosbox and dosbox-x emulation. In general, this is the most versatile option, and it is better to use this configuration. We have chosen the configuration. Now we start the emulator. The emulator is running. At the moment, it contains nothing other than the JS-DOS configuration we selected earlier. Now, we need to load the game files into the bundle. For this there is a special button with a disk. We click on it and the File Explorer opens. It shows the files that are in the JS-DOS bundle. To add files, you can use the Add File button. It allows you to select one file to add to the bundle, or the Add Directory button. It will add all files from the specified directory. We select the Quake directory and click the Upload button. The browser asks for confirmation if we want to download 24 files. We agree and the files are downloaded. As you can see, the files have been downloaded. But the emulator still shows that the directory does not contain files. This happens because the dosbox emulator caches the file system for faster performance. We have two options here. One, if we want to reload the cache in the current session, then we must unmount it. We write a command to unmount the disk and mount it back. Done. Let's move on to this disk. As you can see, the files appeared here. Now we can launch Quake or make some adjustments. That is, we run DOS until we configure the game and make sure that it works correctly. In this case, everything should work correctly out of the box, so let's move on to creating the bundle. After you have configured everything you wanted, you create a bundle. To do this, use the Download Bundle button. This is the button. You need to wait some time until the bundle is created. After that, it is automatically downloaded to the Downloads directory. Now we can use this bundle to run Quake in the browser. Select bundle and launch it. As you can see, all the files are here and we can start the game. It works. However, it is inconvenient for users to write Quake.exe to launch the game every time. Therefore, let's change our configuration to automatically launch the game. How to do it? Let's open the editor and use the button to restart the current bundle with the new configuration. This button is here. It takes you to edit the configuration. Let's change our configuration. Go to the auto-run section and enter the command. Now our bundle will automatically launch Quake. You see, it started automatically. All that remains is to save this bundle on your disk. Let's check that the bundle with the Quake game works. Everything is working. What to do next with this bundle is up to you. You can post it on your website using JS-DOS Player, or if you are not creating a website, but just want to publish your game, then you can go to Telegram or Discord JS-DOS. Ask to publish your bundle. If it is made well enough, we will publish it on the DOS Zone website. So this was the way to create bundle for DOS. Now we want to create a bundle for Windows 95 game Age of Empires. The steps are approximately the same. Unpack the game into a directory. The game has been unpacked. We see the game files. Now we need to create bundle. We choose the configuration that suits us. In this case, Windows 95 is suitable for us. The Windows 95 configuration assumes that we have a system disk with Windows and we need to add an additional disk with the game Age of Empires to it, but we have not yet created any disk. Therefore, go to the Network Drives tab. We create a new empty disk, but you cannot create a disk as such. You can only make a copy of an existing disk. JS-DOS provides system drives. They're described in the documentation. We are interested in empty disks, FAT16 256 MB and FAT32 2 GB. Depending on the size of your game, choose the appropriate one. It is recommended to take the smallest disk possible. In this case, the FAT16 disk is suitable for us. Press the fork button and enter the name of the disk. Press the fork button. The disk has been created. You can check that it appears in the list. Go to the Configuration tab and select the newly created disk for drive D. We have all decided on the configuration. Now, let's launch the emulator. It is important to note that we want to be able to write to disk. As you can see, two disks are connected. The first disk is Windows 95, the second disk is Age of Empires. It is necessary to save our bundle for later use. Click the Download Bundle button. Here it is. We will use this bundle for subsequent Windows launches. The key difference from the previous method is that in the first case we copy the game files to the bundle file system, and then create a bundle. In the second case, we first create a bundle, and then we will copy files into it. Why is it important? Because in the case of Windows 95 and network drives in general, DOS files, game files, Windows files must be stored on a network drive. If we add them before creating the bundle, we end up copying the files not to a network drive, but to the bundle itself, and it will be large. For example, Age of Empire takes up 200 MB, and if we add it to the bundle, it will be 200 MB. We don't need this. We need to create a bundle that only contains the configuration, and all the information is stored on a network drive. Now we have already created an empty bundle. It has no files, but it has a configuration, and it knows which drives to connect Windows 95 and Age of Empires. And now, after we have created the bundle, we don't touch it anymore. We select the Age of Empires folder and upload it. (210 MB). We have created a configuration. We have connected the Age of Empires files to it. Now, we must mount this file system as drive E, because drive C is our Windows 95 drive. Drive D is our Age of Empires network drive, and drive E will be our file system. If we use an image, we mount not the file system but this image. The mount command is used for this. Since we just have an unpacked game, we simply mount the current directory as drive E. We load Windows 95. As you can see, we have drive D and E. On drive E we store Age of Empires, which we will copy to a network drive. Select copy and paste directly onto drive D. Copying will continue for a relatively long time because the data is sent to a remote server and copying occurs in waves. Sometimes it goes fast, then it slows down because the write is buffered. When data is first accumulated in memory and then sent to the server one time. When copying is fast, the memory is filled. When it is paused, this means the data is now being sent to the server. The current progress can be roughly assessed by clicking on the Statistics button. It shows different statistics of the emulator, and in this case, we are interested in HDD sent. This means the amount of data sent, that is, currently 33 MB have been sent to the server, and the game takes up approximately 210 MB in total. You can provide approximately how much time needed. I will of course speed up the video so you don't have to wait. So, the files have been recorded. Now we can simply restart the computer. But it is important to restart it using a shutdown or restart, otherwise you may damage your disks, because any change is immediately sent to the server. Turn off the computer. Our bundle is completely ready. Let's start. If we now open the File System tab, you will see that there is only configuration here. There are no extra files, because they are all saved on the D drive. We can add bootc configuration. This will allow you to automatically start Windows. Find auto run, write bootc. Now we just need to save this bundle. Bundle with the game and Windows 95 is ready. You can publish it on your website, or send it to us to publish it on the DOS.zone website. The only additional note is that, if you have a slow computer, Windows may work slowly, so we recommend using the DOS.zone browser. It can be found by writing download in. It is available for almost all operating systems. I'll show you what it looks like. Everything is the same, but everything just works faster in it, so I recommend using it. We learned how to create network drives and just regular bundles, and if you want to publish it on your website, then follow the documentation on the JS-DOS website. Thanks everyone. Goodbye.